Hello and welcome to Channel Negative Zero News. I'm your host, Amari Kiwami Fichi Ikonzane Isabis Jafari Delaya. Today we will be discussing the Industrial Revolution for lack of better content. Joining me today is Aigo Chocho Cheng Li Idiwe Dingbangu Asniaki.
Hello, thanks for having me. So the Industrial Revolution was a very important time for human history. It lasted between 1760 and 1840, and it truly changed the world as we know it today. It definitely revolutionized transportation and travel for the common public with the invention of things like railroads and steam-powered engines. This was definitely a good thing, as for it definitely progressed humanity forward in a good way and helped us overcome problems that weren't an issue anymore, but were definitely a big problem back in the day. Some other issues came with this, however, with the inclusion of child labor and definitely a class division at that time. Another key point is definitely the amounts of mass pollution that was exhibited through this era.
Thank you very much. Now, moving on, could you explain a key inventor during this era and tell me what he or she did?
So one of the most memorable inventors in this era, definitely the first that pops into my head is
Eli Whitney.
he was responsible for making the first cotton engine, the cotton gin for short. So with the industrial age came train and steam-powered engines, which definitely revolutionized the way we interpret travel time and communication as a whole.
I'm here with a local resident to see what their thoughts are on this new coming technology. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. My friend's house used to be like a 10-hour carriage. Now it's around 5 to 3 hours. It's pretty crazy. Thank you very much. Now here's a fun little cartoon that is actually pretty relevant to this current situation. So a brief description of this political cartoon here is it's definitely putting Industrial Revolution or the consequences of it in a negative light. It's showing the entrepreneur stripping the women, children, and immigrants from their right just for the betterment of themselves and their company. This is definitely important to consider, as for not all aspects of the Industrial Revolution were positive, although there were some definitely. It did come with its fair share of consequences. So all in all, what were the impacts on globalization brought by the Industrial Revolution? Well, most significantly, there were definitely economic globalization aspects with the revolutionized way of transporting goods and economically with more jobs. Definitely another insignificant but still there social globalization with people being able to transport themselves where they want to go at a much more efficient pace. There were also a lot more cultures and ethnicities introduced to different places where a lot of immigrants would come to work with the new influx of jobs. Alright, well, more good news coming up. We'll be right back after this break.